Welcome back to Unit 7. Now it's time for our first attack. Before we can attack anything, we actually need a target. And I strongly suggest we start with an easy target that has lots and lots of problems built in, and it can be used for target practice. I want you to look for Metasploitable. Now, Metasploitable is a machine which has built-in vulnerabilities and it's based on Linux. And you find lots of documentation on this machine. And you also find a lot of helps and tips how to actually attack Metasploit in various different forms. So I think this is a good starting point for our first attack. You will find documentation as well as the download files. We just click on this one here and simply download. Yeah, you just click on it and you download, and that will take a few seconds to start. And then you should get here a pop-up that gives you various options. So you can just save it and unzip it, or you can just open this and see actually what is behind it. I already have done this download, so I will just jump to my download because it might take otherwise a bit of time. And I put it into my cybersecurity folder, Kali Linux, and here we are. So now you should actually see different files that are used to set up Metasploit as a target. Now you will see in the slides that you can set up this machine using VMware. Now, I'm not using VMware, but of course you can. It's perfectly fine to use, and actually I think to some extent it's actually easier to use than VirtualBox. So if you are on VMware, you can simply do the download which you have seen. So that's all you need to do. You go into the folder where you downloaded your machine, and then you have a look at the different extensions. And there's one extension here you have to look for. This is VMX, so this extension here. And you just double click on it. So if you installed, in this case, VMware, it would go straight into VMware, and you just have to simply accept to copy content. And that would be it, and you would be straight shown after some installation a test screen, and then you can log into Metasploit using a default username and password. By the way, the default username and password is msfadmin in both cases, so it is really a spoiled machine in many ways. So that's a very, very easy setup on VMware. If you use VirtualBox, and well, I'm using VirtualBox, so this one doesn't work, I have to follow a slightly different routine, which takes a bit more time, I guess. So let me just navigate away from this. Let me close that. And what we do now is we start VirtualBox first. I already, of course, have my target machine here, so that's already live. But what you need to do is you have to click on New, and that will open up this little box. And there you have to name your machine as you want. I used target, but feel free to change that, whatever you prefer. So I just now call this a new _ target. You don't have to change any default folder settings. I think it's good to go into the VirtualBox ones. The type you have to change because it's not a Windows machine. We need a Linux machine. And in here, version, we need Ubuntu and a 64-bit machine. It will be 64-bit in I would be very certain, depending on, of course, your laptop computer setup, but it should be a 64-bit. And then you would just click on next. Just do that. You can take the default memory settings. It doesn't need really anything because it's just sitting there as a target. And in here you have to select use an existing virtual hard disk file. So that's the only difference compared to default setups. Yeah, so you have to go in here, and you already see it selected. But if you're not sure where it is, you have to go on Add, and you have to go to the place where you stored your files. Let's just show you that. Let me navigate to this place, and in here you select VMDK extension. Yeah, that's actually all you need to do. I already have done that anyway, and you just select that and then you execute. Yeah, so I won't do it because I already have my machine up and running. So that is a little bit more time consuming, a bit more complicated compared to VMware, but it also works quite fine, so there's no particular difficulty. The next thing you really have to check is you have to check your network settings. So when you go to your Kali machine, and we played around with this, if you remember, I now moved to a bridged adapter. Yeah, so that is fine to use. The main thing you have to do is you have to make sure that your target has the same network setting, otherwise you can't communicate. And also in here you see that we are on a bridged adapter, so that is identical, which is exactly what we are looking for. If you need to change settings, you just go to settings, and then you move to network, and in here you can make some changes. You have to make sure that it is the same for both machines. So usually using an NAT will also work if you use the same setting on both machines, and I think that's the important point to make. Okay, so once we are done here, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to power up your machines. So we start with our Kali. We have done Kali before. It will take a few seconds and we should move into our Kali machine. Okay, so we are almost there. Beautiful image is popping up. So, and we are in. I just use my login details, and Kali is up and running, so that's pretty good. The next thing is we start our target. Start the target machine, and that will take a little bit longer. When you do it for the first time, it takes a tick longer. So just be patient. It will just go through a standard setup, and at the end of it you are able to log in as admin using the default login name and password, which is simply MSF admin. Okay, so we are going through every setup. Here we are. Good. So now we are in Metasploit. So let's put in our login. So MSF. Oops, typo. Admin. And again MSF admin. And once you see the prompt with the tilde and $, you are basically in. So if you want, you can just use standard Linux commands. You can see what is in there. Not an awful lot. Yeah, so that's that's all there is on the main home. pwd, you can see what it is. You are in your home directory. So that's good to know. We just now leave this machine aside. So don't shut it down, just minimize it. That's enough. We don't really have to play around with it, because actually what we do is we just use it as a sitting duck and use our Kali to attack our machine. Now, the first thing which would be good to do is to check whether these machines can actually communicate with each other. So what you do is you go to the target and you just use our standard. You can use either IPA, that works, or you use if config, which is another one which we also used before, and we check here our IP address. And as you can see, our IP address should be noted down as 192.168.1.178. Yeah, so that's the one we need. Now in our Kali we have a very similar IP address. We have except we have 177. Now of course what you see is when you add a new machine, it just gets one higher IP address. Yeah, so that's a default as well. It's a bit like adding users to a network basically. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now what we can try here is we can try in fact to ping our Kali. Let's do this. So just in our Metasploit try to ping Kali and see whether that is possible. 192.168.1.177. Okay, that seems to work fine. So I just use Control-C to stop that, and what you can see is that you try to transmit 6 times, it all seems to work, so you don't have any loss. So pinging Kali works, so you have a connection basically. Yeah, good. I open the terminal in my Kali, and in here I also try to ping, and there's a different one. I have several targets. It's 178. I try to ping it, and I think it's also working fine. So now we are all set. We have our target machine set up. We are logged in. The machine is running. We try to ping from both machines and it works. So the network settings are aligned, and now we are ready for scanning and later our first attack. I see you in the next one.